Today we are going to have a nostalgic session of BTCC. This is a much awaited session that I wanted to hold for quite a long time. And this is awaited from the day we pushed nodes and miners live on 3FO. From that time, we we were, I was planning to hold this session to revise, to revisit the whole basics from A to Z about BTCC. It is not going to be a long session, a quick one, but this is going to summarize the whole blockchain ecosystem, how it works, what is the principle, why nodes are essential, why mining is important, and why are we doing this? What is BTCC? Bitcoin code, mining, and node economics. Well, it is similar to digital gold mining on an EVM compatible Bitcoin class network. Why am I saying digital gold mining? Because we compare Bitcoin with gold and we call Bitcoin digital gold. And BTCC is built, created, and deployed on the same objectives, same principles, just as Bitcoin. And its core design philosophy includes the EVM compatible version of Bitcoin's economic model, and that uh, preserves the original principles of Bitcoin. That's absolute scarcity. That means only 21 million coins, nothing more, nothing less than that. Long duration of mining, 130 years of mining wireframe, same as Bitcoin. Decentralized security, that is well driven, well managed, and handled by the nodes. Then time based issuance, 7,200 coins a day, that is fixed till the next halving and becomes half in the next halving and becomes even half in the next one. And the cycle continues for the next 130 years, a whole mining cycle. So, what we did, we basically created, formulated, and brought an upgraded version of the Bitcoin, which has environmental sustainability. Let's discuss about environmental sustainability when it comes to BTCC. BTCC is mined in a very environment eco-friendly manner with NFT miners that does not involve any, that does not leave any carbon footprint, and that does not use any electricity and does not burn carbon. So it is completely uh, electronic and consumes B fuel, which is on chain, blockchain based electricity, and that serves as a principal environment sustainable component of the whole ecosystem. And then the smart contract interoperability, which comes with the EVM uh, side of BTCC, BTC20 smart chain, where there is programmable mining and node incentives. That means the whole Bitcoin benefits on EVM. And why did we do that? Before understanding why did we build BTCC, why BTCC came into existence, the whole idea was to introduce Bitcoin 2.0, the next Bitcoin, and the whole process after Bitcoin. I mean, we wanted to put some interesting functionalities, features, and upgrades over Bitcoin that could possibly make Bitcoin a little better, a little more uh, developable and deployable. So, the whole uh, purpose of building BTCC was to make Bitcoin developable, deployable. And before we understand BTCC, let's go back to the Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin was built, why Bitcoin was created, and what was the need of emergence of Bitcoin. Who all remembers what happened in 2008? And that was not the exact, uh, and then you guys can relate and connect why there was a need of Bitcoin in this financial ecosystem. Who remembers what happened in 2008? Whole uh, need of something transparent, something inclusive, something that is controlled by people emerged at that time. And that's where, at the perfect timing, at the right, correct scenario, Bitcoin came into existence. First, the white paper was published. I'll give you all the date. And today, you guys will be able to connect the reason why Bitcoin was built actually 31st October 2008, and around the same time where there was the actual need of something, some sort of instrument like Bitcoin where people can transact peer to peer, because the whole um whole concept of banking uh, psychologically collapsed, and the trust, uh, more than trust, the reliance on the banks uh, was suspective with the crisis. And that's where Satoshi Nakamoto anonymously published a white paper which clearly said a peer to peer instrument that can uh, help you transfer value without without interference of any intermediaries. And that's the most powerful statement of the decade, of the century, I would say. And that's where we are, and we entered into the age of digital money, digital currency. And that took years and years for the people to understand and relate and connect the dots. Today in 2026, I'm telling you something. I'm telling you the reason why Bitcoin came into existence, and you can now relate and understand and connect dots more clearly. So this is the kind of understanding of Bitcoin which grows, which develops with time, and which will continue to develop even stronger with time. And and it was not a small thing that came into existence. So on the same principles and understanding the whole journey of Bitcoin, we figured out something that could be done, that could make Bitcoin more accessible, more transfer, uh, more developable, and more, uh, you can say, inclusive, and can give people, common people, a chance to participate and grow along the lines of Bitcoin, and especially the people who missed the whole wave of Bitcoin, whole first wave of Bitcoin, and to give another chance to people who actually kind of missed on Bitcoin. So that's where BTCC took birth, and BTCC came into existence. And it is not designed for the short cycles. It is built as 130-year mining network, intentionally slow, scarce, and increasingly difficult, just like real world gold extraction. It actually takes time to extract gold out of earth. So same thing happens with Bitcoin, and same has to happen with BTCC. So let's revisit the mining architecture of BTCC, the Bitcoin wireframe modernized. What did we modernize? What did we upgrade, update in BTCC? What was there in Bitcoin? So BTCC is simply a Bitcoin equivalent mining model. We did not do any corrections. We did not add anything new extra or fancy or more, um you can say, um advanced in technology. We just simply copied the Bitcoin model of mining, 130 years of mining journey, and the mining wireframe structurally identical to Bitcoin, where the maximum supply is capped at 21 million BTCC and predictable issuance curve 4 years, every 4 years interval of halving cycle, same as Bitcoin, and the reduction in input, just like Bitcoin, with every halving, it becomes, the supply becomes half, and the more miners when they get into node, when they get into the hash power, the rewards they get reduced, and that's how the whole mining process becomes more efficient with time. And the scarcity principle, the model of scarcity, kind of takes uh, control and dominates the price factor, where there is no discretionary minting. Exactly 21 million BTCCs were logged in the smart contract on the day we started mining BTCC. So the difference lies in how mining is performed. So in BTCC, what upgrade did we bring? What new, what change, what advancement did we bring? We choose not to harm the environment with mining. So we shifted on to all new, brand new narrative of introducing on-chain electricity. That's B fuel, and that's fixed for the whole uh, immutable time. So it is B fuel. We fix the B fuel cost at $0.0125, and it this price of B fuel is not gonna never gonna change, and this guarantees that it is predictable mining economics, and it is not gonna change. It is uniform throughout the whole globe. Even if you're mining in Afghanistan, you're mining at the same price. Even if you're mining in Australia, you're mining at the same price. You are mining in US, you're mining at the same price of somebody mining in India. So there is no dependency on power, physical power grids, no escalation due to geopolitics or supply shocks. You can see right now the condition, the geopolitics, how it changes and how it affects the price and value in the market. It also affects the whole geographical dependency of electricity, of weather, and when countries wage war against each other, there are changes which happen to the market. There are, uh, you know, different kind of effects that comes into place the moment all these events they happen. But BTCC is totally independent on escalation or any sort of um, effect due to any geopolitical condition or supply shock or market dependency. In traditional mining, energy costs rise over time. In BTCC, energy cost is permanently fixed at the protocol level, and it is never affected by any external factor, be it geopolitical condition, be it even World War III, which is happening right now. Mining, NFT, and harvesting model. Let's take a. We are taking a quick look. I mean, this uh, till these 2 pages, I think that we covered. It took me close to 15-20 days initially. For the new people who are new into mining, who are new to the ecosystem, it may sound a little complicated, but stay here. It's pretty simple, pretty transparent, equal as pretty alike Bitcoin. Nothing is different. It's just more simpler, more effective, more environment friendly, and more user friendly. So Um, in if we come to the mining, then it is executed through NFT miners, which are of three kinds, and these miners only have the digital extraction rights of BTCC, and they collect BTCC on your behalf. And once you collect, you compute, you mine, then you have to harvest BTCCs in order to hold the custody or to own the custody of BTCC that you mined, that you have extracted with the help of these NFT miners. So in BTCC, coins are not computed, they are harvested from protocol defined scarcity. In NFT miners, they consume B fuel, and there's a cost of running miners. There's a fixed cost of running miners which kind of fluctuates, and there is inflationary trend in cost of mining with the new miners entering into the hash power, and it continues to rise, I believe, every single cycle, every single day. Then you harvest BTCC from the mining emission schedule and attribute output transparently on chain. So the moment you harvest BTCC, the B fuel that you pay, the electricity cost that you pay to your miner to get the custody of BTCC, that gets burnt on chain and creates on chain liquidity. And that is the whole purpose of BTCC being a hybrid model of proof of work and proof of stake, where you mine and harvest along with adding liquidity on chain, which makes it a perfect example of proof of stake model. And mining, on the other hand, is a perfect model of proof of work, and that makes BTCC pretty different and innovative, I would say. And this exactly mirrors gold mining, just like we refer Bitcoin mining as digital gold mining. BTCC mining is exactly replicated as Bitcoin mining. That so gold that already exists underground, and miners extract it over time. Extracting gold becomes harder as reserves deplete. Similarly, BTCC supply is fixed, distribution slows over time, early extraction is easier than late extraction. That's why we push on people to start mining right now. If you have the miners, you continue mining. These are the matrix that we designed, I think team put on the day I was presenting this. I think, yeah, last month. So the total hash power was 826 million, and the circulating supply of BTCC was 6 million, maximum supply 21 million, circulating supply percentage 29%. Now let's understand the distribution logic of BTCC, that's Bitcoin equivalent. As more miners, like I said, as more miners join, total hash power increases and individual miner output decreases proportionally. And that exactly puts more pressure on the scarcity part, and the network security strengthen because each miners are adding more security to the whole ecosystem. The more the miners are associated with the nodes, the bigger, the more strengthened the security of the ecosystem becomes, security of the blockchain becomes. This is exactly identical to gold mining as well, where there are more miners, deeper mines, and lower individual yield. And BTCC rewards participation early, not endlessly. Uh, okay, now let's jump on to the halving mechanism and time value of mining. So the next halving cycle, let me Let's go on the tab. We will find next halving cycle on the tab. So after 574 days, we will experience the first halving of BTCC, where the BTC20 smart chain, the smart contract will start distributing half the rewards, the mining outcome that it is releasing right now, where the miners which are mining BTCCs at what rate are going to receive 50% of what they are receiving right now. That's why there is urgency in mining, there is urgency in harvesting and owning the BTCC that you have mined. And it ensures mining output reduces at fixed intervals and emission slows permanently. Remaining supply becomes increasingly difficult to harvest because the cost of harvesting increases comparatively with every single, I would say, every single user which is harvesting, and every single new miner which is entering the hash power increases the difficulty level and increases equally increases the cost of harvesting. Now here in this picture, time is a monetary variable, not coin. In BTCC, time is not a background factor. The time is a core economic input because the more we delay the process or delay the participation, it means lower future yield per miner and increased competition in the hash power, and that uh, proportionally increases higher extraction difficulty. So the late uh, you join, the effect of participating later is going to give you less yield, increased competition, and higher extraction difficulty in mining BTCC. Now let's have a comparative analysis of why BTCC mining is just like mining gold. Let's see what is gold mining. In gold mining, there is fixed natural supply, requires energy to extract, harder to extract over time, more miners reduce individual yield. Early miners are richer, and gold is not printed. Where in BTCC mining, BTCC is not minted arbitrarily and fixed protocol supply. There is requirement of B fuel and lower rewards over time. Higher hash power reduces distribution, and early network participation is advantaged. This is what we have explained, what we have learned so far. So both are extracted slowly and under scarcity constraints. So it is just like mining gold, but digitally. Now, if we understand, or if we talk about the core economic uh, units of the ecosystem, we have miners, we have nodes. What it is like running a node? A node is, if you're mining BTCC, which is just like mining gold. So if you own a node, that means like owning a digital gold mine. And what is the role of nodes in BTCC? Running a node, BTC20 Smart Chain node is equivalent to owning and operating a gold mine, not merely holding gold. Because nodes, they secure the network, they validate transactions, they support mining and harvesting logic, and they enforce scarcity rules, and they distribute block level incentives equally to all the miners. And yes, the essence of whole model of Bitcoin is also carried by BTCC as a legacy, which makes it completely decentralized, and nodes, they distribute authority across participants, ensuring there is no centralized issuance of BTCC, no single control point of BTCC, BTC20 smart chain, high resistance to attacks, and long-term protocol integrity. And the more nodes are there, the stronger will be the network, the higher will be the cost of attack, and the fairer will be the system. And let's also understand the node yield and economics. Node gives you 182% APY, and it is derived from network participation, mining infrastructure and support, protocol defined rewards. So node income is productive, not speculative. It comes from securing and operating the network. And you run a node, you basically own a gold mine and you strengthen the whole ecosystem in return. This mirrors real world mining companies that do not find gold instantly generate revenue by operating extraction infrastructure over time. So you can compare nodes economics with the companies which do not engage in gold mining, but they kind of trade in gold, or they generate revenue by operating extraction somewhere else or with some other subsidiaries and companies. So yeah, running a node is like that. Node life cycle and activation. Every 48 hours cycle, the team activates the node, and deployment begins after 48 hours of the purchase, and that includes allocation, network registration, synchronization, and security validation of the node. Once nodes are live, nodes actively contribute from the first operational cycle of its existence from the new geographical location or where the node is operated from. So let's look at this is the screenshot of the blockchain and the block creation process. Let's look at the scarcity snapshot of BTCC. Maximum supply 21 million, circulating supply 6 million, circulating percentage 21 million, 29%, remaining supply 14 million, next halving 574 days. Remaining hash power is around, current hash power is 825 million, 826 million it was. B fuel cost 0.0125, that is fixed forever. That is not gonna change ever. So BTCC combines Bitcoin level scarcity, gold like extraction economics, EVM programmability, environmental safe mining, node driven decentralization. So mining BTCC is like mining gold from code, and running a node is like owning the mine itself. And scarcity is enforced by protocol, time is enforced by design, and value is earned by participation. So this is a quick uh, recap, uh, I would say, or a revisit to BTCC, to the ecosystem, quite after a long time. And this was supposed to be done the day we relaunched miners and nodes on 3FO. So, nevertheless, we are never too late to do good things. So, I did it today.